An old man from the item shop apparently believes he saw a UFO and is looking to get it. Let's see what this whole mess is about. So, according to this crazy old guy, there may or may not have been a UFO or ship of some kind that crashed somewhere. Well, then which is it? Make up your mind. The only clue you have to go on is that it may or may not have been seen in the mountain range. I guess we can assume where our next stop is going to be. Upon arriving at the mountain range, you'll notice some scientists, including Sharon, have gotten to it first. Thankfully, they don't find it useful and decide to let you take it. But before you can make your way out with the goods, however... you get attacked by more dogs. Great. Hopefully by this point you know how to deal with them, so just do what you do best.
Yes. まだまだ強くなる。頑張らなきゃ。ガードフィールド。敵は残り少ないぞ。フォースリング。寝てな。手を出すからだ。
Once you've made them heal, head back to Old Man Baguda and give him the mysterious object you found. He reveals that he actually works for a group known as the Item Society. Wait, there's a society for items too, besides monsters? You're given a hint that the place is somewhere in North Solardo. Keep that place in mind, as we will be coming back to this in a later job. For now, this job is complete. Oh wow, this should be interesting. A complete nutcase causing trouble in the basement of a bar? Better see what the bartender has to say about this one. So apparently liquor seems to be disappearing and a man named Rupert is threatening people with dynamite. This could be a bit tricky. Upon heading downstairs, you see the crazy guy spouting off about how you guys look like monsters. Well, except for Theo. Apparently, in Rupert's eyes, Alec is that of a himoji and Lutz is an opossum. Wow, I wonder if that means he's calling him a weakling or something. Ooh. Regrouping back upstairs, a plan needs to be made. The bartender suggests on finding a woman named Monaire down by the docks. Might not be much of a doctor, but it's the best you can get given the circumstances. So find her shop and pay her a visit. After explaining the situation to her, she agrees to come along to examine the crazy man. As it turns out, he's suffering from the effects of the spores of a poisonous mushroom. Yes, apparently that one. Must have been one hell of a mushroom for it to do that. The cure for it is rather simple. He just needs a vigor seed. Don't have one? Well then, head to the nearest item shop and get one then. They're dirt cheap. And keep some for yourself while you're at it. Once you have one ready, give it to him, and he'll finally start making some sense again. Okay, that's one problem solved. But what about the missing liquor? Apparently, Rupert rarely ever drinks it, if at all. So if he didn't do it, then who did? Yep, it was apparently these guys that have been sucking up the alcohol dry this whole time. And with the way they are grouped together, you should have this battle over within a turn or two, hopefully.
フォースリング寝てな僕の出番だガードフィールド 見てなってナイスプレイよっしゃー儲け儲け
Now that it's finally over, enjoy your milk and cookies. You've earned it. Ah, a job request from Lisa. Well then, let's not keep her waiting. Head on over to her place to get the details. Paundit seems to not have been quite himself lately. She believes that he's been a bit out of touch from his own kind for a while. Basically, she just wants you to puppy sit him for a little bit by taking him up to the mountains so he can mingle with his own kind. After arriving, Paundit will immediately head off upon seeing the other dogs around as they begin playing with one another. Your task will eventually come when it's time to take Paundit back home. You'll notice that the dogs all look so alike. How can you tell them apart? Well, actually, it's not as hard as you might think. Paundit has a different look on him compared to the others. You could say his facial expressions aren't of aggressiveness as you might be used to seeing from the wild ones. That said, check carefully before deciding what dog to take when Theo fetches for him. Picking the wrong one could lead to a bit of trouble. Okay, I suppose if you really want a hint and you can't get it right, just pick the third one. There you go. After you find Paundit and bring him back, chalk up another successful job done. Ugh, Girth again? He's always getting himself into trouble, it seems. Head to the inn to see if you can locate him. The innkeeper tells you that he's already stepped out. The wife mentions something about him going to a bridge. Ugh, jeez, he couldn't even wait for his bodyguards to meet him? Well, the only bridge we know of that he could have gone to is the Asterny Bridge. Head over there quickly to see that he's safe. Upon getting there, you'll see that Girth has indeed gotten himself into trouble. Time for a quick rescue. At least we would if the damn idiot would stay off the bridge long enough! You probably have it tangled with the pit scorpions at this point. They may have decent defense, but it's not nearly enough to worry compared to the amount of HP they each have. You really shouldn't have any problems with this fight overall. After the fight's over, suddenly the painter has a burst of inspiration from the fight he witnessed. He sets off immediately to work on his next masterpiece and wants you to come see it when he's finished. Okay then. Chalk up another victory, I guess. So a girl named Lynn has a favorite monster she likes and wants to see one up close in real life. Okay, lady, unless you're able to fend for yourself, you have got a death wish. Meet her at the Monster Society for details. The monster she wants to see is that of what she calls a Little Roc. A rock, eh? Lutz mentions one place we can go to find one is in Corellia Pass. Now, you could go there if you wish. However, for the sake of this walkthrough here, we're going to skip Corellia Pass. Why? Because the monster she wants to really see will not be there. The kind that she really wants to see is a Crimson Roc, which can mostly be found only in the Nualis Forest. Sure enough, she sees the bird she's looking for and becomes a little entranced by it. Then she gets the biggest wake-up call of her life when she sees what happens next. Alec takes a blow protecting her from harm. Thus, the next battle commences. By now, you should know how to deal with these birds. Lay waste to them, being mindful of their silencing.
どうしようかな。ごめんね。後で使おっと。
Realizing how truly awful it is to being around rocks up close, she promises not to go near one ever again. And with that, the job is done. Next time, we'll be getting back to the story once again as we take on Job 20, which will take us to the next area of the game. Till next time, keep on gaming.